Hello, hello. Welcome to the end of the week. It's Friday. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Hang on, let me get some light on my face. Boom, there we go. How are we all? Welcome in. We're going to just dive straight in and get to painting Luminara Unduli. I always forget her second name. Hey, Autumn, welcome in. How you doing? Alright, let's dive straight over. So, we started off with the skin. We've done that. I can't remember what colour. I think it was algae green, I think. Oh no, it might have been Gilly Dew actually. It might have been Gilly Dew. I know it was a speed paint, but I can't remember exactly which one. I think it was Gilly Dew. That looks about right. And now we're just gonna kind of finish the model. That's the plan. Because then that is all of the Jedi done. It is a really nice model. It is a very, very nice model. Both Luminara and Barriss are it's a very nice set. And they come with 2 clone commandos as well. And I'm gonna do the clones. I might spray the clones up over the weekend and do them all in one go on Monday and get them done, because they're going to be it's fairly easy paint job for the clones. It is just shade the white, do the black details, maybe a little bit of silver here and there, and then it's kind of it. I might do a little bit of battle damage on some of them just to shake it up. But yes, so that is the plan. I've got here you go. Here is the colour scheme that I'm going for. Now I need to figure out how to get this kind of... Well, I know how I'm going to get the texture, but it's that tone, and I think it's going to be a similar thing to what I did with Barriss's cloak, which is paint it black and then tint it with probably dusk red or dark... No, I think it's going to be dark wood. There's less red in that. Okay, alright, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so, we're going to start off with Black Templar. I'm going to go all over with that, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and then we can tint with other colours later down the line. This is a slightly different colour. These kind of markings here, that's a kind of, I think that's going to be desolate brown, maybe. I know maybe this picture isn't quite right. Let me just see. That's slightly different, isn't it? I reckon that's quite no, not very high rendered. That's the more live action one. How have they done it? Oh, okay. Alright, okay, I got an idea. I has plans. Hey Merlin, how's it going? Welcome in. Actually, that's really useful, this fan art. That's really, really nice. Okay, alright, let's do that. Hey Pillow! Welcome in. How you doing? Okay. So what colour are we gonna do first? I think I still want to hit him with black first. And then go in with dark wood. Maybe not Black Templar. Maybe this is gonna be one of the very few uses of Grim Black. I haven't actually found a use for this that much. Right, okay, alright, let's start. I'm going to also go live on TikTok. Boop. Alright, so we're going to go Grim Black first. How has everyone's week been? What did people get up to? Has it been a good week? Are we looking forward to the weekend? Yeah, I think because we're not wanting a solid... We're not wanting it to be too dark. So using this as the first coat works quite well. Just need to make sure it doesn't pull too much. On the cloak. Hello, fine. I've been diving back into Elden Ring for the 300th time. I'm actually just about to trade that in. I'm going to trade it in on Sunday. I can't. I just. It's not my thing. I've given it a go on multiple times. I'm going to trade it into CEX and then use the credit for some D&D books. Hello. How's it going over on TikTok? What painting method am I using? Okay, so I think I need to name this method because people have been asking what the name of it is, and I can't. It's not Slapchop. It is slightly different. So I think I'm actually going to name it, and it's going to be my method. I'm going to be one of those. I'm going to be one of those painters. I have an idea of what I'm going to call it, but I haven't come across anyone that kind of specifically uses this method. It's not just contrast painting. It's something a little extra. So these are speed paints. They're not contrasts, but I do use contrasts. Merlin got 20 dwarfs. 5 of them have their legs and torsos painted up to the filigree stage. 14 are almost at filigree stage. And the last one is fully built and awaiting washes and highlights. These are the 28mm ones, yeah. The alchemy method. I like that. It is kind of alchemy. I'll be careful about language because I don't want to get TikTok annoyed with me, but in a I can't think of a word that isn't a curse, a swearing. Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of. So I might do a whole YouTube video and name a method and call it, give it a proper name, because I think once when contrast first came out and contrast were like the only ones that did it, it made sense to just say, oh, it's contrast painting. But now because you've got so many other brands that kind of have jumped in on it, you can't just call it contrast painting because it's not a brand thing. You've got Army Painter, you've got Vallejo Express, you've got there's another couple as well I've forgotten the names of off the top of my head, along with contrast. So you can't really just call it contrast painting. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in on TikTok. I am painting Luminara Unduli. This is a Star Wars Shatterpoint model. This is from my private collection. It makes me sound like a art collector there. I'm not, I just like models. Do we think the alchemy method? Should we just call it alchemy? I kind of like that. That makes me sound very self-important though if I call it after myself. Although, I'm not against it. Player Wash didn't mean it to be. Oh no. What did you? Oh, I see what you mean. No, not at all. I just didn't see the comment. So yeah, it's using contrast, the contrast method, but I think it's moved on from contrast because that's a brand, and it's become its own thing. And if it was just like this, like doing one color over the light base coat, then I wouldn't bother renaming it, but it's going to be what's going to be happening next. Sounds nicer than the alky method. Yeah, I don't think I can. That's bad branding. That is bad branding right there. But welcome in, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely week. For me, it's been very productive, actually. I've had the most productive week I've had in a long time. I got a commission out the way and done and shipped off today. Ooh. Oh, okay, well, there's my kitchen roll gone. There we Yep, commission got in the post today, which is all very nice. And is that skin? No. And a load of orders printed. The shop has been incredibly busy, so thank you very much to anyone who's bought any models from me. I am getting them out to you as soon as I can. The printers haven't stopped, literally haven't stopped in the last week. I'm looking forward to having a nice chill weekend. You go see the Borderlands trailer. I did see the Borderlands trailer. What do people think? So I've played a little bit of Borderlands, as in probably about a total of 10 hours maybe. If that. So I don't know the games that much. I know the comedy, I know the feel, I know the vibe of it. So from that, trailer looks alright. I was worried. Like, it's interesting casting, I think. But from the trailer, it looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. Don't think it's worth going to the theatre for. I would potentially agree on that, depending on how you feel about going to the cinema. I think it's definitely going to be one of those. You sit at home, you go, oh, what should we watch? Oh, that's on. Yeah, that sounds cool. I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster. Wanting to pick my first minis, a kill team of Deathcore of Krieg. Deathcore of Krieg. And your vids have given me some hope that I can do it right. Hey, that's really cool. I'm glad you find my videos can help. I don't have any Deathcore model, like official ones. I've got some 3D prints that I have so many ideas for tutorials, and I'm slowly kind of getting my things together so I can work on them. And among all of that, I would like to do more guard regiments, including Krieg. I've got some 3D prints. I actually spent the morning putting together and cleaning up some models for tutorial videos. I've got some Space Marines, and also threw together a 3D print Mangler Squig proxy that we'll work on. And that's the plan for next week, is to put out another tutorial. Cautiously optimistic, and still going in low expectations. Oh, for Borderlands. Best case scenario is like the D&D movie. I went in with extremely low expectations. I was incredibly surprised. Yeah, I'm the same there. I didn't know what it was going to be like, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely loved the D&D movie. Just from the trailer, I think Kevin Hart will be the standout role. Everyone else, I'm worried about all the old people breaking hips with the stunts. There's going to be a lot of... I think there's maybe a danger of over CGI use, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It is a stellar cast. Like, just from talent point of view, it's a great cast. I don't know the games well enough to know whether the characters are suited. I have to admit, the one actor that I was... or the one bit of casting I was worried about was Kevin Hart, because I've never seen him do like a more serious role. And after watching the trailer, I'm like, no, actually, no, I can see it. I can see it. It's Orcish Mother Teresa. I can kind of see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Kate Blanchett looks like she'll be epic. Jack Black is going to be great. I think Jack Black is going to be great. I would argue that I think you'd get, he's there for star power, and he's a very talented performer. I'd argue that you'd get a lot more support, maybe, if you just got the original Claptrap voice actor to do it. I would have thought that would have been a sensible idea, considering it's a CGI. It's a CGI character. Is there a main reason you tend to prime in white over darker shades? Do you have a recommendation for starters? Okay, so the reason I prime with white is because of the method that I use. So the model, the paints that I'm using at the moment are Speed Paint, Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0, along with Citadel Contrast paints, which are these ones. Okay. Now these act as highly pigmented washers, and by that I mean when they go over the base, the undercoat, they will do the midtones, the shades, and the highlights all at the same time. Now they need to go over a light undercoat to actually work. Some people use white. I use white. Some people use kind of a beige or a very light grey. If you do it over black or a very dark undercoat, you don't get the colour pop. And that's why you need to go with the white undercoat. Now what I'm doing here, this isn't actually going to be the final colour. I'm just using the black that I've used to give me a darker shade. So I'm kind of going against what I just told you, but it's because I want a subtle gradient, a subtle change. So recommendation for starters, these aren't like normal acrylic paints. They are slightly different. And it's a slightly different way of working. They are very, very watered down. That's not to say if you're a starter you shouldn't go for them. I think they make the hobby incredibly accessible. So Army Painter have got good starter sets for speed paints, and also you've got their Fanatic range, which has just come out. Now I can't speak personally because I haven't used those. I would love them. Army Painter, if you're listening, dear God, please send me a box of Fanatics. I'd love you forever, even more than I already do. I forgot that character's name. This is Luminara Unduli. It's alright, I keep forgetting the second name part as well. The movie doesn't deserve the cast. That's what has me worried. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it's a stacked cast, which means it means there's faith in the project. Hopefully. I know I'm in the minority. I cannot stand Jack Black. Really, I have no reason or answer to why he just grates on me. I think that's fair. He certainly has an energy about him, and if you don't gel with that energy, then totally get that. But I kind of grew up on Tenacious D, and I love his energy. I think anyone who goes into life with that much energy and positivity and wow, and just not caring, or seemingly not caring, like what people think, I have a big respect for. So. Thank you very much for all the follows and the likes over on TikTok. Much appreciated. I am, and this will probably tank my analytics, but I am live over on YouTube at the moment, where you have a better camera and you can actually see me and you can see other chats and things like that. Any tips for beginners? Main tip that I always give is don't be afraid. I've got to change the language here because I'm on TikTok. Don't be afraid to mess it up. Honestly, don't be afraid. And don't compare yourself to other people. Take hints, look at watch tutorials, get as much influence as you can behind your painting and behind your hobby. But don't compare yourself to others, because people work completely differently. I know for a fact that there are people that absolutely hate my way of working. I'm not personally a fan of other styles, but you don't dismiss them, and yeah, don't be afraid. Just grab a model that you think looks cool. Don't worry about building an army or anything like that, unless you're particularly interested in gaming and the gaming side of things. If you just want to get into the painting side or just want to get into the hobby, walk into a store, pick up a paint set, like a paint starter set with some tools, some glue, and pick one model that you really like the look of. Doesn't matter what faction, doesn't matter what game. If you like the look of the model, just go for it. I think it's like Jim Carrey. They're never playing an actual character. They're playing Jim Carrey and Jack Black. I would disagree with that. Less so with Jack Black, but Jim Carrey, if you've ever seen Jim Carrey not play, it's like Robin Williams. You could have said the same thing about Robin Williams, but actually, you go and watch their more serious films. You know, there's elements of that kind of goofy Jim Carrey-ness in Truman Show, but actually Truman Show, from a serious acting point of view, is stellar. Is absolutely fantastic. If you've never seen the Truman Show before, first of all, oh my god, how have you not seen it? And also, go and see it. So I would disagree to a degree with that. Hey Velreth, how's it going? Any good sets to start with? I like the Warhammer stuff. So it depends whether you want to go fantasy or sci-fi. If you want to go sci-fi, it's obviously 40k. Fantasy, you've got a couple of options now. With Age of Sigmar or Old World or something like that. If you're new, I'd go Age of Sigmar because I think the models, they're more updated, they're a lot more user friendly. Honestly, I don't have a set, like a standout set. You can get, I know Games Workshop do starter sets where you get like a couple of Marines, some paints, and a paintbrush. What I would say is I'm not a massive fan of Games Workshop brushes. I would stay away from them. If you have them, they are fine for like the very, very beginning of your hobby journey. But unless you already have them, I wouldn't pick them up. I'd go straight to brushes like Army Painter. Army Painter do some great beginner brushes. Is that one of the Darth sisters from Star Wars Rebels? No, it's not one of the Inquisitors. This is Luminara Unduli. She's one of the Jedi from the Clone Wars. Oh, no, it's not the Night Sisters. Although I can see what you mean. I can see that. Yeah, this is Luminara Unduli. Is she a Jedi Master? She's definitely a Jedi Knight. I don't know. I don't think she's a Master rank. I'm not sure. But she was in Attack of the Clones, and she's in the Clone Wars animated series. She's the master of Barriss Offee. What colours are a saber? She's got a green saber. Antiv, hey, how's it going? I thought Truman Show was just okay. Oh, pillow. I mean, people are absolutely entitled to their own opinions, and I totally respect that. However, opinions can be wrong. So, I mean, Truman Show is a work of art. And 3D printing is more addicting than Warhammer. Yeah, you've fully gotten into 3D printing, haven't you? It's fantastic. The other thing is, I'm going to shameless plug here. Alchemistmodels.com. You can pick up a number of 3D printed models. And it's not just Warhammer. I don't sell Warhammer. I sell kind of Warhammer proxies and alternative models, things like for D&D and display models. I've got some exclusive models on there that you can't get anywhere else. So, alchemistmodels.com. You can show the website on your stream. How do you mean, Merlin? I'm not looking at it as an acting perspective, just enjoyment. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, just for enjoyment, I think Truman Show is so good. Need to rewatch Clone Wars. Didn't even finish it. Oh, zingers. So I watched it for the first time all the way through last year, 2023, towards the end of last year, and it took me like the first season to really get into it, and then I think with a lot of these things, as soon as you make it past this was originally marketed for a kids show, when you get past that and it becomes more of just a Star Wars fan show and or show for the fans, sorry, and you get into the more serious storylines and it's kind of an ongoing story, especially, I mean, the the last series is so good, and there are definitely some moments I'm like, oh, this is dark. This is really dark. Like finding out, and like no spoilers in chats, please. But when you find out exactly what Order 66 was and how it happened, you will never watch Revenge of the Sith the same way again. I promise you. I promise you. Favorite Jedi and Sith character off the top of your head? You're clearly a big Clone Wars fan. Favorite Jedi has got to be Plo Koon. Favorite Sith, I'm gonna go. I don't want to say. Do I want to say Maul? Maul's such a good character. Maul is such a good character. I'm gonna say Maul. I think he's got more dimensions than your standard Sith. There are episodes where the animation is rough as hell, but the stories the Clone Wars are telling are so freaking incredible. Yeah, it's definitely stylized. It is definitely stylized. But yeah, you had a full setup paid for by someone you know. Damn, Antu. Oh, that's why you got into 3D printing. Okay. 10% off large orders. 10% off large orders. Oh, on the website. That actually needs to disappear. That's not a thing anymore. I apologise. Hang on. That was a thing, and now it's not. I forgot that was still on. Let me just take that off quickly. Come on. Wake up. Sorry, chats. I'll get back to you in a second. I just need to... My computer's being slow. I actually need to take that off. Oh, Kit Fisto's a great shout, actually. Kit Fisto's got, like, the best smile in Star Wars. Hands down. Hands down. Aquaman and the Jedi Order literally invented functional submersible lightsabers. And the best smile. I'm going with the smile, man. The smile is what makes it. Right, hang on. Let me just take that advert off because that shouldn't be on there. Come on, computer, wake up. I forgot that was a thing. There we go. All right, that's sorted. Right, sorry. Right, okay. Let's get back to painting. Thank you very much for all the follows and the likes. Much appreciated. If you need anything, I'll just show him a screenshot of how much and what he... And just sends them up. Antiv, have you got a sugar daddy? Is that what you're trying to tell me here? Right, let's go back to Luminara. We're still waiting for this dark coat, this coat of grim black to dry. So I need to do some detailing, and I think I want to go. We want like a really dark. Ooh, noble skin. Actually, that would work. That would work. Oh, you're making merch for him. Okay. All right. If that's what the kids are calling it nowadays, that's fine. Nah, that's cool. Okay, we're going to probably need 1 or 2 coats of this. I apologise over on TikTok. I apologise that my screen is so light. I need a lot of light for my webcam, and it blows out my my phone camera. I just like my own live. Don't do that. Can I do this? I can turn it down a little bit. There we go. Gold. entirely sure what I can do on that. So we're going to use noble skin on the leggings, or what I assume are leggings. Thank you very much to everyone who has come and hung out so far. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Sorry, not weekend, week. And I hope you're going to have a lovely weekend. Okay, right. She's got this gold detailing there, which we'll sort out later, because all of this needs to go gold. And then it needs to be like a shade in there. So actually, maybe we'll paint that gold now. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's go hoplite gold. That's quite light. Yeah, no, let's go. Hoplite glittering loot. No, hoplite gold. We want to go quite bright. Or do we want to go golden armor? Actually, golden armor's got a bit more of an orange tint to it, so let's go with that. I have to deep dive on that, my man. I'm off to bed, though. Fantastic stream. Great content. Thank you very much, Zach. Have a great night. See you soon. Alright, so we're using golden armor. This is a speed paint. So it acts kind of in the similar way, but not quite. But it's metallic. So they work slightly differently. So they're very runny, but they have quite good coverage. Yeah, I think golden armor was the right choice. And then we'll run a dark wash over it, watered down, so it only sits in the recesses. And that should hit all of those deep recesses and just change it a lot. When are you growing up, bro? What do you mean? What do you mean, when am I growing up? Was that aimed at me? Oh, I saw the pic you were working on, Antiv. How are you getting on with the eyes? They are tricky. You have the Pokemon trainer in the room? Interesting. I mean, this is Star Wars, but... I'll happily chat Pokemon about you. Happily chat about Pokemon. I hate them. So you found some transfers to the eyes. I suppose the models. I suppose the model's slightly bigger, so you can get away with transfers. Where did you find transfers for model eyes? Thanks for the tips the other day, man. Loving the content. Thank you very much. I'm glad I could help. I apologise. I can't remember what tips I gave you specifically. What was it about? Which tip in specific? Alright, we got this little bit of gold here. It's my favourite Pokemon then. Favourite Pokemon? It's gotta be Eevee. Hands down, gotta be Eevee. Is there any other? Is there really a competition? I'll die on that hill. Okay, Vambracers are gold. They're gonna have the same vibe. Just getting started with it as a hobby, and you gave me pointers on paint. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Have you picked up paints so far, or are you still debating? And what model are you painting? And also, welcome to the hobby. I might have already said that, but you know, it's always nice to say it again. Charizard, obviously. We got a Charizard fan. I mean, there's nothing wrong with giant fire-breathing lizard. I gotta go the underdog. If we're going picking starters, then Bulbasaur all the way. Gotta love me a little flower. I don't know how to pronounce it. Not pronounce it. Describe. He's just a happy little guy, isn't he? Vaporeon best Pokemon. Yeah, but I know why you're saying that, and I cannot say that on TikTok. You disgusting person, you. Found them on Etsy, lots of different sizes. Interesting. I'd be intrigued to have a look. Starter, all of Gen 1 and Gen 2. I know Gen 1, I'm fairly confident with Gen 2. Past that, when they started introducing Pokemon that were literal ice creams, I started to tap out. Do I paint Warhammer? Yes, I do. I've got some right here. So this is one that I am doing for a little diorama. It's not quite finished yet, but I also do a lot of tutorials. So where's the finished one? There we go. I started that one and then went, oh, maybe I should just do a whole tutorial. So I did that. So this is an ultramarine. This is painted with the same techniques as well. So speed paints and contrast. DM sent on Discord. Thank you, Yantiv. Thank you. But I don't just paint Warhammer. So this is a game. This is from a game called Star Wars Shatterpoint. They're a slightly larger scale. I know they're roughly the same size, but scale-wise, this is like 32 millimeters. So it's 32 millimeters of a standard human. It'll be from the foot to the eye line. That's how you measure it. Now these are scaled at 40 millimeters, so they are slightly larger, but they are very, very nice models. Got to get to work on all the Mandalorian Mando models family got me for your birthday. Hey, well, happy birthday whenever that was. The Mandalorian models are really, really cool. I've just seen as in Din Djarin, as in the Mandalorian, and Grief Karga and whatever the IG-11, I think his name is, have just been up for pre-order for Star Wars Shatterpoint, and all damn do I want those models. They are very, very nice. Can't say I have a favourite single type of plant types. I don't think I've got a favourite type, but Bulbasaur, you got to root for the underdog, man. You got to go for the underdog. Okay, is that dry by now? I'm gonna say yes. It is it is Luminara. I couldn't remember whether Luminara was a master level, but yes, it is Luminara. We're on very early stages at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to tint this robe. Now, at the moment it's kind of like a bluey black type colour, but it actually needs to be like a very, very dark reddy brown. And I'm going to use reddish brown, maybe? I think I'm going to use burnished red. Now, if I just put that straight over white, it would be actually quite light. But because I'm putting it over this, and we're using it as a filter through the black, or over the black, it's going to change it up quite a lot. And it's going to be a lot more subtle. That's the plan, either way. Partial to the Squirtle Squad. I mean, even if you don't like Squirtles, you got to love the Squirtle Squad. Come on now. Come on now. Right, a decent amount on the brush, but not too much. And we're just using it as a filter over the black. Now that might even be a little too light. Might have to put a wash over this just to bring it down a little bit. Or this could just act as the first coat, and we'll put another one. Yeah, we'll put a darker coat over, I think. Although it kind of works. Black or chrome lightsaber, as in the hilt or the blade, because the blade's going to be green, but we're going to go quite vibrant green, so it's quite different from their skin. I think Bulbasaur is very popular. It's the namesake of Bulbapedia and Pokemon. Oh, it is. Yeah, that's very true. I miss Bulbapedia. Bulbapedia was good. So when. Before Leaf Green and Fire Red, I'm talking like red and blue when it first came out. my next door neighbor, I didn't have it at all, but my next door neighbor had it, and had blue and a little adapter for, I want to say, the NES, that you could play Game Boy games through. So we were playing it on TV, and I would basically just go over, because I was quite young at this point. I'd just go over and hang out, and we'd essentially play it through together. I know it's not co-op wise, but we would just kind of play it and hang out essentially. So I've got and the starter we went for, without knowing anything about Pokemon beforehand, we went for Bulbasaur because we thought it looked cool. So that's kind of where my love of Bulbasaur comes from. She had both hilt. Okay. The image that I'm using, I'm going silver, but there is a little bit of gold on the end, so I might use that as well. Super Game Boy had 2 versions. Okay. So just doing the inside of the robe here. That's given a really nice, subtle, dark, reddy brown, and that's kind of the technique that I've been using. So rather than just using one contrast or one speed paint, I think I've got a name for this technique now. You do multiple. And by changing the base coat, you can change the top coat, the whole feel of the model. This is actually a really good example. Another good example is using the contrast snakebite leather. If you do that over just a white base coat, then you'll get your, because standard leather color, and that's the kind of color it was advertised as when it first came out. But if you do a coat of something like Black Templar first, it's similar to this technique. Coat of Black Templar first, and then do snakebite leather, because snakebite leather is so like translucent. It just about tints the black, and you get this really cool effect where you kind of get like a really beaten old, very dark leather effect. It's very cool. I've used it on a couple of models now. So yeah, changing your undercoat with these paints can drastically change the feel of the model. Colours are on point. Hey, thank you very much. I think the second one only came out in Japan. Speaking of things that only came out in Japan, From Software have made a Gundam game that is only as in like a new Gundam game. There we go. Melon, I just tasted out something on my radiators. Put bubble wrap. I saw your foil thing. Yeah, I like that idea. Is it making a big difference? Very carefully around the headband there. Something I have noticed with working on these Shatterpoint models and Star Wars models in general is there can be quite a lot of details on things like belts and headdresses and things like that, but the colours tend to be all the same. It's very strange. Like, you'll have a belt with lots and lots of details, but actually it's all the same colour. And even if you go from the production photos from the films, it's all the same colour with maybe a variation here and there. It's quite a monochrome series. Right, just a little bit of detail around the neck there. There we go. I think it's the right colour though. Noticeable to the touch, really? Okay. Gundam Unicorn from when that series was released. Gundam Unicorn. I have so many questions. Is it a robot unicorn, or is it a robot that looks like a unicorn? Okay. Right. So we've just got like a dark brown belt. She's got very dark kind of lips, whether it's lipsticks or a lipstick, or is that's part of like her kind of racial traits. And then she's got like tattoos or markings down from the bottom lip down her chin, so we'll put that on as well. And what looks to be blue eyes. I don't know whether we'll actually go like full on blue eyes, I'm not sure. We did with Barris, to be fair, and we are working at a scale that you could get away with doing actual eye colour. Okay. I think we're going to do the belt now, and I'm going to use Satchel Brown. Satchel Brown is just such a good, useful colour for like belts and pouches and things like that. So we'll put that on now. Has a horn in the head? How do you mean a horn in the head? Oh, I thought you were about Luminara. I was like, I don't see a horn. Okay, right. So we've got that. So Satchel Brown round on the belt, or belts. Is this for Shatterpoint? Yes, it is. Yeah, this is Luminara Unduli for Star Wars Shatterpoint. This is of all the Jedi that I've got built, this is the last one to paint. And then I'll be doing all the bases at the same time, and then just a load of clone troopers, which I'm thinking I might just crack out on Monday stream. I don't know whether that'll be live on TikTok. It will definitely be on YouTube. I might do it on TikTok as well. Not sure. Is it any good to play? As I might get it. It is fantastic to play. It really is. I'd say it is incredibly tactical. And the games that I've played, they can be quite long. But I say quite long. You know, I'd put a couple of hours aside, especially to learn it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And the fact that you only need essentially 2 sets of models per side is a big selling point. You know, you don't need a lot of models, and that usually means that you're playing with around 8 models a side. But that you wouldn't want anymore. Like, you wouldn't want the game to... I was talking to someone about this, who I usually play Shatterpoint with. You wouldn't want any more models than that. It would become unmanageable. Thank you very much for all the follows and the likes over on TikTok. Much appreciated. Okay, cool. Right, so we have... What do we need to do? I'm going to throw some silver onto the lightsaber hilt. Let's do that now, and we'll go with the same colour that we've been using for all the one, which is broadsword silver. There's a tiny amount, and then there's a little bit of gold on the end of Luminara's, on like the pommel of the saber. So we'll just do a little bit of silver here, and then I need to find. I think this is going to be the first green saber that I've painted. Every other one is blue, or I mean, Mace obviously had his purple lightsaber, but I think every other colour has been blue. So this is going to be the first one. So I need to, whatever colour I pick needs to be the one that I'm going to be doing all green sabers with. But it's got to be quite vibrant and different to Luminara's skin, because otherwise it'll look weird. It should be awesome if you stream the gameplay. Me and my brother are really interested to play. I don't do any. If you're talking about Shatterpoint, I don't do any kind of let's plays and battle reports. Unfortunately, mainly because the guy that I play a lot of the games with, you know, I have to go up there for a whole weekend. And honestly, it's my kind of escape because this is my job. I'm in this kind of industry as a job, so when I get to play, it's very rare and it's my escape. So I'd like to, you know, I'd like to do let's plays, but it's a very, very different setup to what I'm doing at the moment. I just play multiplayer on other people's channels sometimes. Oh, what? As in like for PC games? Yeah. We need to set up another one of those, Merlin. I don't know what though. I still haven't played Darktide. I'll tell you what I'd love to play. My PC couldn't handle it, but I would love to play it on the Xbox or PS5. It's Helldivers. That looks fun. I haven't played it yet, but that really does look fun. Is this gold paint still wet? Yeah, it is. The amount of Helldivers clips I get on TikTok is insane. And it just looked mental. What green is the skin? I did it like a couple of weeks ago, and I think I used Gilly Dew. I can't. It's a brilliant yellowish green. I think I used Gilly Dew. If not, it was algae green, but I think it was Gilly Dew. Olive green. Yeah, it wasn't this. It was Gilly Dew. So that's Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. Worms of Hedgehog. Oh, Worms was a lot of fun. Darktide. Yeah, I never actually played Darktide. Really happy with this kind of reddy brown. That's actually come out really nicely. The thing about Army Painter Speed Paints is they dry much darker than when they go on. So you kind of have to have faith with the process. Do I want to do the green of the lightsaber now? No. Let's do the wash on the gold. So I want all the detailing. I might just paint it in actually. It'll take longer, but I won't lose that kind of shine on the gold. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. It's going to take too long. What I'm going to do is we're going to get a wash brush, or one of my wash brushes. You don't have more brighter green or white with glow in the dark green outline for the lightsaber. Oh, I know. I think what I'm going to use for the lightsaber is shamrock green, which is a vivid green. It's very different to the skin. And we'll try that and see what happens. So I'm going to take Rattling Grime here, which is Citadel Contrast. Different paint. This is slightly thicker, but the same kind of style. The same idea. We'll give that a little shake. And the idea behind this... Oh, did I just open a new one? Oh, I totally opened a new one. Let's close that. And imagine that we didn't do that. Here's the old one. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take a big slodge of this and then run it down here. And this is going to run into all of the recesses. And then we're going to take our finger. Actually, we'll do that first. And we'll do that. There we go. That works. That kind of works. And it kind of works with the shading as well. So we'll do... It's something I really enjoy is throwing on a shade and then using your finger to wipe it off, because that way you only get the most pronounced areas, because that's all that your finger can reach, leaving you with a kind of natural shade and natural highlights with the light. Now, the only way that doesn't work is if you're doing like artificial lighting and artificial shading. If you're doing like non-metallic metal or something like that. It kind of works for this. A little bit on her necklace, or whatever that is, the amulet. There we go. Really happy with how that robe's come out, actually. That's really nice. Use the community part of the Discord for multiplayer games. We can indeed. We can indeed. The problem is my computer does not run, can't run decent games. Not a lot of them. It struggles a little bit. Okay, so do I want to do the lightsaber now? No, I kind of want to do the lightsaber last. The lightsaber is like I won't be doing the base. So if you're expecting a base to be done, then you're going to be disappointed, because I haven't done any of the bases for any of my Shatterpoint models, and I'm going to do them all at the same time. That's the plan, because then they're uniform across the range. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a little bit more detail, and we're going to do her face. So what do I want to do first? Can I see any hair? No, I don't think I can. I don't think you can see it on this model. So we're gonna do her eyes first, or eyebrows? No, I want to throw the eyebrows on. Actually, it's gonna be the same color, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna take Black Legion, and I need a tiny brush. Where's my tiny brush? That'll do. You'll do. Callum! Hey Callum, how's it going? Welcome in. I hope you had a good week. Okay, right. So I apologise if you can't see this. This is kind of very, very detailed work. I try and get the camera as focused as I can. But so we're going to start with Black Legion. This is kind of my technique for doing miniatures eyes. You start with Black Legion, and you kind of map out the entire eye section, going a little larger than going a little bigger than you usually need to. Something that someone taught me, I think I found out about this I'd heard about it before, but I got reminded a bit on a comment on TikTok. You're painting, if you're right-handed and you're painting this eye, it's fine, but when you come over to here, it's a little awkward. Very simply, just turn the model upside down. And I don't know why I forgot that technique, that tip. It's one of those things that as soon as you do it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes this a lot easier. And you can kind of even it out. And then we're going to take this Black Legion and just do the eyebrows as well. Luminara, damn right it's Luminara. There we go, eyebrows done. It's going good, dude, thanks. Hope painting's going well. It is indeed. So we're doing Luminara today. We started with just the skin, and I don't know how long we've been streaming for. We started at 4, so just under an hour. Just under an hour we've done this. I'm really happy with how that robe has come out. That's probably my favourite robe that I've done so far. I know that I'm going to go back and do Anakin's lightsaber again, because Anakin was the second model that I did. Actually, Anakin and Ahsoka, because I've done their lightsabers slightly different to the other ones, and I like the newer ones. Is that a Legion model? No, this is Shatterpoint. This is Star Wars Shatterpoint, so slightly bigger scale. You're not putting any green lighting around the figure where the lightsaber is. Oh, like lighting, like light effect? No, I'm not going to do that. Mainly because I haven't done it on any of the other models. I do like the idea, but I haven't done it on the others, and I'm kind of okay with what they're at the moment. I can always go back and do it at a later point. Robe is looking fantastic. Thank you, Helen. Thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, this was actually 2 speed paints, one on top of the other. Start off with a black, or was it Grim Black speed paint all over white, and then using what was it, burnished red? Yeah, burnished red over the top, and you essentially filter the black, or you use the burnished red as a filter over the black, and it gives this really nice effect. What's a good tip for beginners? Like what paint? How many paints would you recommend buying? Lorenz, what I would say is go into like a hobby store or something like that, and they will usually have some sort of hobby starter kit, which will come with your basic paints, which will be like a black, a white, your prime colours, and maybe a couple others, maybe a metallic or something like that. And it might even come with a model. So I know that Games Workshop, like Warhammer, do they do an Age of Sigmar one and a 40k one. One comes with a couple of Space Marines. The other one comes with a couple of either Stormcast or Cruel Boys. I can't remember what it comes with now. But and that comes with like a couple of models, some paints, and one paintbrush. It doesn't come with any like clippers or glue or anything like that. But those things can be found pretty easily. You could also go down the Army Painter range. Army Painter do starter sets. I know that they did starter sets for, I think, Zombicide. So some really interesting models in there, and they come with a load of paints in there as well. Their war paint range. Although they're just about to release their Fanatic range, which apparently are supposed to be brilliant paints. I don't know. They'll probably do a starter set with a model with those in as well. So there are lots of ways to get started. It is a kind of like a bottomless hobby. You can't really finish it, or you can have a whole collection of paints. Like I've got the whole speed paint collection, which does make it a lot easier. But I get that is, for someone starting, that is quite the investment. So yeah, the other thing is you could just go and look at getting a model, just one model. Let's say, for example, so a model that everyone or a lot of people are familiar with. Here is the Space Marine. This is an Ultramarine. If you have ever seen any kind of Warhammer, you probably will have seen this, or a version of this. Now what I would do is if you're new to the hobby, don't worry about all the like shading and the highlights and all the textures and everything like that. Don't worry about it. Break it down into simple colours. Now, the main colour is blue, so you need a blue paint. You've got some red, you've got some silver or metallic, or like silver or like grey here, and I've got some black there. Then most paint sets will come with a black and a white. But the main colours here are, you've got a silver/grey, red, blue, and a gold. You can use the same, I think I might have used the same red on the lenses as the chainsword and the bolt casing. It's the same gold here as it is here. You've got white here, but most sets will come with white. And you've got leather, like any kind of brown paint will do here. So that is only actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paints. 7 paints including the black and white, 5 coloured paints. And then whatever you want to do with the basing, but you could just stick some sand on or something like that. So I would go and get a model that you like, and then look at the box art for that model and break it down into the simple colours. You don't need to worry about getting 16 different shades of blue, because if you've got one blue and a black and a white, then you can make pretty much any colour, any shade of blue within reason. So yeah, I would recommend doing that. Go and find a model that you think looks cool, regardless of what anyone else thinks. And then look at the artwork and break it down into the simple colours, and then pick up those paints. Most paints like that will come in a starter set anyway. If you haven't, advice I give, dry brush it for lighting. Yeah, I usually dry brush it white, and then I'll hit it with a speed paint or something like that. I'm new to this. My first set is arriving on Monday. Hey, welcome to the hobby. What's your first set? What did you get? Right, back to Luminara. I will just say, I'm going to do some shameless promoting here. If you are looking for new models, then you can always head over to my shop, because I run a 3D print shop over at alchemistmodels.com. And I'll show you some examples of stuff that I print and that you can buy. These models, 2 of these went up today, actually. I just listed these. So we've got the Chaos Troll Chieftain and the Berserker Lord. These two went up on the shop today, just before I started streaming. These are one-piece models as well, so they come separate from the base, but apart from that, you don't need to glue anything like that. And it's 3D print, so you don't need to wash it like normal resin. You can just clean up. There might be a couple of support marks, and then you can just start painting it. Another one, which is a little bit more fiddly, but it's a lot more. It's a lot of fun. Is this? This is kind of like a proxy for like a mangler squig or any kind of night goblin army. That's a lot of fun. This isn't on the website soon, right now, but it will be very, very soon. But again, it looks really complicated, but it's just 2 parts. It's this one, and then it joins here and on the chain. So these are really, really useful, really user friendly. So those are just a couple of examples. Head over to alchemistmodels.com. There's loads of stuff over there, loads of examples. Hopefully there'll be something that you like. I ship internationally as well. And it's free shipping over a certain amount for domestic and international. It's the intro set from Games Workshop. Night, is that 40k or Age of Sigmar? Thanks, really good advice. We'll do that. Awesome. Hendy Badger. Hey, Hendy, how's it going? Welcome in. Right. Let us continue on with Luminara. Now, we just painted the kind of dark shading of her eyes. Sorry, my phone keeps... There we go. Slightly more in focus now. If you want a slightly better view, then head over to my YouTube channel. I'm live there at the moment, and you've got a couple more cameras. You can also see what I look like as well, should you want to inflict that on yourself. Right, now we're going to do the whites of the eyes. I'm going to try, because this is a larger scale, I'm going to try and do... she's got like blue irises. We're going to try doing blue. Usually I just do, on small scales, I just do black, white, and then like a black pupil, essentially. But on larger scales, you can put a little bit of colour in there. So, I suggest a lot of paints. I'm not sponsored by any of them, but I work on personal preference. This paint is the best white paint that I've ever come across. It came highly recommended to me. I put it off for so long, and then I picked up a pot, and I refuse to use anything else, and I haven't found anything that beats it. This stuff is insane. Pro Acryl, Bold Titanium White, it's very, 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 very good. Again, not sponsored, but I can highly recommend. But Pro Acryl, if you're listening, hit your boy up. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit, tiny amount. There's already too much paint on the palette. I'm going to take this tiny brush, and what we're going to do, I'm going to try and hold this as still as I can for the cameras. Tiny bit of white paint. We've got to work fairly quickly because this paint dries out relatively quickly. And you just want to put a little bit of white paint over the black that you put down, but ensure that there's kind of like a ring of black around it. There you go. Can you see? There we go. So that black stage that we did first off, that was pre-shading this. So rather than doing white and then going around the edge with black, you do the black first, and then you just essentially do it like a little slit or a little dot of white. So interesting how the lights or lamps, they help so much to see the details of the things. Oh yeah, absolutely. So I got I don't think you can get this lamp anymore. If you can, it's quite expensive. It's a Vario daylight lamp, and it's got like a dimmer switch on it. It's really, really useful. Lighting, to save your eyesight, if nothing else, is so important for miniature painting or any kind of artwork. What I'd give to be able to paint that small. I've seen you painting. You're good at painting. I remember, I vaguely remember in the local Warhammer shop, me and you having a 40k game. It's the only game that we ever played against each other. And it was my Orc list against your Nidzilla, the old Nidzilla list. And you tabled me so quickly. That was very funny. Right. It's blue eyes, but it's not as blue as Varus's. They're not as blue. So what I'm going to go with, they're like a deep blue. And conveniently, we've got Army Painter Speed Paint High Lord blue, deep blue. Love the Nidzilla. Yeah. Oh, for dotting the eyes. Yeah, good lighting helps with that. Thank you very much for all the follows. Thank you. Okay. A tiny amount of this. We really don't need a lot. And this is the real challenging part. Tiny amount of blue. And we want this right in the center. A little bit more. She looks like she's looking upwards at the moment. Okay, that's one done. Gonna have to get another game of something one day. Currently doing a Gene Stealer cult. If there was one combat patrol, like, if anytime I enter a competition on Instagram or whatever, and they're like, pick one combat patrol or one Vanguard or whatever, I always do Gene Stealer cults because it's a set that I absolutely love. I think it's the best value combat patrol, like models wise. I don't know about game wise. I'm not fussed about that, but like models for money wise, it's definitely the best. And I love the style of that army. So yeah, I totally get the attraction there. Right. A little bit more paint on the brush. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. There we go. Cool. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can kind of see it on camera. Her blue eyes. It's quite light on the phone camera. You can kind of see it on the webcam for YouTube. It's one of those things that you can see a lot more in online in real life. The eyes are kind of violet or lavender. Oh, are they purple? Ah, are they? They're more deep blue. Oh, they're no, they're deep blue on. Oh, it depends on which picture you. Because I'm looking at a Clone Wars one. In Clone Wars they're blue. In Rebels they are lavender, but also in another Rebels they're also blue. In that one they're a mix. Yeah, I'm gonna go with blue. Start with Kill Team and Necro Gang. Has hit 3,000 points. Yeah, it gets out of hand real quick, doesn't it? I do not know how you keep your hand that steady. Eyes are the bane of my painting life. Just make sure your hands are supported. Usually, if I wasn't filming, because I've got two cameras going at the moment, I'd put the bottom of this and just lever it against the desk, and then hold my hands get as much as my hand on the desk as possible. Because if you're just like this is way harder than that. Yeah. Having a decent handle really helps as well. I say decent handle. This is the cheapest handle you could ever make. I have like a proper one. Where's the proper one? I don't know where it is. I actually have a 3D printed one with my branding and logo and everything. It's great. Oh, there it is. I don't know if you can see the logo because it's, sprayed over, but this is one that I got actually sculpted up, and at some point I will sell on the web store because I think these handles are really, really useful. They sit in between. I mean, they fit my hands perfectly, but little textured bit on the bottom. They're hollow, so they're nice and light. 3D printed. They're really, really nice. At some point I will sell those. So I'm acting like an OG Star Wars fan. That's okay. That's fair. Right, okay. Now she's got quite dark lips. They're not black, but I do know what the colour they're a cultist. A cultist cloak? No, they're not. They're mummified grime. Greenish grey. Yeah, like a dark greenish grey. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. I'm liking this new chill out playlist. I threw this together just before the stream, so I felt like the other ones, I'd had them for literally years. I just wanted a little bit of a change. And I kind of like the idea of like a Friday chill out stream, you know. Okay, so we've got mummified grime, and we're just going to put a filter of this over the lips. Give them a little bit more definition. And we might need 1 or 2 passes of this. Hey, Uga Chaka, thank you very much for the gift. Much appreciated. How's it going? Okay. Here we go. So they are quite dark, but I don't think I want to go any darker than that because I think it would look weird at this scale. You're not dead yet? Good. I mean, that's good to hear. Roll Dame's like, paint harder. I don't think I can paint harder. Right, we need to do... She's got like these little... I don't know whether they're tattoos or kind of markings from her race. They're cool little diamonds on her chin. So I'm clearly not... I'm nowhere near good enough to actually paint the actual diamonds, but we'll do little dots. I think that's close enough. There's Black Legion. We'll do a Black Legion. Not with that attitude. It's very true. It's very true. I'm being very negative about not painting harder. I apologise. I apologise. Right, tiniest amount of Black Legion, and then we're just doing like pinprick dots. There we go. Does it go under? No, it's literally just on her. I'm going to wrap it around a little bit. I know that's not accurate to the law, but, you know. Oh well. This makes it a little bit more visible. Cool. Okay. Does it have the tattoo? Does it have the tattoo details on the figure? Not sculpted, no. No. What I do need to do is her ear's got a little bit of white on it, so I need to touch that up a little bit. Right, Gilly Dew. I'm sure it was Gilly Dew that I used. Love the skirt's burgundy wine colour. Yeah, I'm really... I haven't shut up about this, to be fair. The robe I am really happy with. This was 2 paints. So we started with a white base coat, and then we did a coat of grim black, and then hit it with a tint of burnished red over the top. And because you have that black underneath, the burnished red is really soaked in and give it a nice rich colour. Otherwise, this actually comes out quite light. Oh, thank you very much for the roses, Uga Chaka. Thank you, much appreciated. Right, a little bit of Gilly Dew. Another bit of shameless promotion. I'll do them every now and again because this is my job and I kind of have to. I do have a... I'm live streaming on YouTube at the moment as well. I'm trying to get my watch hours up so I can hit partnership. I'm almost halfway there on the watch hours. Very, very close to halfway there, which has only happened the last month or so. So that's very, very cool to know. I also have a Kofi. Is it a Kofi? Coffee? I don't know. I don't like calling it coffee because I don't like coffee. I know, I'm one of those people. But should you want to support the Alchemist Model brand, then is this the right colour? I'm not sure. Is it? No, it's not the right colour. Okay, it was not Gilly Dew. It was not Gilly Dew. It's gotta be algae green. Oh no, wait, it wasn't. Was it malignant green? Maybe it was this. What colour did I paint you? Maybe it was this. This is why you should really... No, it wasn't that colour, but I mean that'll do. That'll do for this. I think it was algae green. I think it was algae green. Do I have Barris Offie? Yes, I do. I do. So it was Murder Scene? No, it wasn't Murder Scene, although it's a very good shout, actually. This is slightly more brown. Yes, I can get Barris Offie. I can show you all the ones, to be fair. Sorry, mate. No, wait. Okay, so, alright, since we're just waiting for this to dry, we're going to have a tour through the Shatterpoint models so far. So, ones that I painted last week, and on Monday. So there is Barris. Trying to figure out Barris's like textured cloak was a lot of fun. That was stippling and then kind of filtering over it. And that's the kind of style of lightsaber I'm going for, like a multiple tone one, rather than his Anakin's is I need to redo Anakin's. Anakin's is like way too monotone. So yeah, anyway. There's Barris. Very, very cool model. I like these two. And then we did Obi-Wan. Again, none of the bases are done because I'm going to do them all at the same time, so they're all uniform. So there's Obi-Wan. Really happy with how the robe turned out on that one. And we've got Mace. We've got Mace Windu. Very happy with the skin tone on this one. Not as happy with the robe. The robe's okay, but I mean the skin tone. I was umming and ahhing about how to get the right skin tone for Sam Jackson, and again that was like a two stage thing. That was starting off with noble skin. I will do a tutorial on this because I don't think there's that many tutorials out there on how to do like darker skin tones. So we started off with noble skin, which is kind of like it's ideal for things like salamanders, but which is like a grey brown. But that wasn't very realistic, I think, for Sam Jackson. So then I took Gore Grunter Fur from the contrast range and did a filter over it. And then what else we got? So that was painting last week. The first one I did was Ahsoka because I love this model. Absolutely love this model. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Really, really enjoy this model. It's very, very cool. Use slightly different techniques on this one. On the silver, there's a little bit of dry brushing, but I think that's fine. Doing the tattoos on her face. Now they are sculpted, but that was still very, very. That was a tiny amount of detail. And we got Anakin as well. I need to redo this lightsaber. I don't really like that. Some of them have got magnets on the base just because I've got them in a magnetic box just for traveling. You can't see the face very well, but if you go onto my TikTok, there is a video of me painting that face. Thank you very much for the follows, much appreciated. And then that's the end of the Jedi, and then we've got a load of clones and some Mandalorians. So this is Rex, and with Rex and oh god, what's her name? Not Sabine, Bo-Katan. So with Rex and Bo-Katan, I actually did something. I've magnetized their heads, which looks terrifying when you take his head off. I've magnetized their heads, and it does mean that you can just put the head down there, which is terrifying. But I wanted because his helmet's so cool, I couldn't not do it. So we magnetized the heads on Rex, and we've just got two clones here, just standard clones. I'm going to add a little bit of battle damage to them, but I kind of want to get the other ones done as well, and then kind of uniform the battle damage. And then we've got the Mandos. This is Bo-Katan's lot, so these are the Night Owls. The only thing I need to do on these is add a little bit of colour into the rocket. I want to put like some yellows and oranges into the jets. So that's one of the Night Owls. So I have an issue with this model. Not the model, but the paint scheme that AMG gave this model. That looks like Jango Fett. Like, to me, that looks like Jango. It's not, weirdly, but it just looks like Jango. And then the last one I've got painted is Bo-Katan. Again, I'm going to put some orange and yellow into the jet fuel, into the jet thrusters. And again, this is magnetized, so we can go helmeted bow or not helmeted bow. But the faces were so too cool not to do that too. It's more animated Boba. It's like even the paint job, that paint job, that is the same paint scheme that they've used for the box art. And it looks like that's Jango's colours. To me, that's Jango. Do I have Cody? Yes, I have Cody, but I haven't painted him. Here's Cody. Cody's a beast in the game. Cody's a character knockout because he's a sniper. Really cool model. It's one of my favourite models, that one. So yeah, that's the Shatterpoint done to date. Let me just put them all back, and then I will catch up on chat. There's Rex. So I've got them organised in their squads. Mace goes there. Obi goes there. You go there. And Barris can go there. Cool, right. Let me have a drink and I will catch up on chat. We'll get back to painting Luminara. Right. What do you do with your brush, or what brush do you use when you are dry brushing wear and tear? So, Colton, okay. Dry brushing. I came across this probably about a year and a half ago. Don't worry about, I mean, you can go and buy very, very expensive dry brushes. You can, totally. And there's some very good ones out there. However, makeup brushes. These came from Tesco. No, sorry, did these come from... Yeah, I think all of these came from Tesco. And makeup brushes that are incredibly soft bristled, and they're dirt cheap, and you can get any size. Where's the smallest one? There's an absolute... And any size and any shape you can possibly imagine. That's the, like, as a small dry brush, I mean, this one's probably a little knackered now because I've used it a lot, because that's solid right up until the tip, so that can actually go in the bin. But size-wise, that is ideal for tiny dry brushing. Wow, that really is solid. That brush is knackered. But really, really good, and very cheap as well. So can highly recommend makeup brushes. I never throw away, unless a brush is like has no bristles left, I never throw it away. There's always a use for a brush. Whether it, you know, when it gets towards its real end of its life, like this one. Actually, that's not bad. That could be used as a base coating brush, but I've got one here. Like that is knackered. I won't throw it away though, because that is ideal for any kind of weathering or gluing, like PVA glue or anything like that. They do eyeliner brushes that are amazing for detail. Yes, also that. Okay, so where are we at? I think we've done with the face. I think it's time for the lightsaber. I really do. I think the lightsaber is the last thing to do. So we're going to put this brush away. And we're going to use this brush, and I think for vivid green, I was thinking about orc skin, but that's deep green, and I think that's going to have the same issue as the Anakin's lightsaber. Where it's too deep and it hasn't got enough variation in the color. So, do I not have the glow in the dark paint that was look good? I've got Tesseract Glow. I do have Tesseract Glow, which would be cool, but I don't. The issue with that is I don't have a blue or a red or a purple equivalent that I could use for the other models. What I could do for the blue one, I have this insane pigment, fluorescent pigment. So this is green stuff while blue. And I don't even know whether this will show up on camera. It is so fluorescently bright. Oh no, this one does. The yellow one really pops out though. That is strong pigment powder. I haven't actually found a use for this yet. But the yellow one is ridiculous. This might blow out on camera. It usually does. There we go. Oh no, it's not bad actually. There you go. It's starting to blow out there. It's so vibrant. I basically picked these up because A, they were cheap at the time. I think they're fairly reasonable anyway. And I want to use them on like a cyberpunk neon diorama. But for this, we're gonna try Shamrock Green. We're gonna try Shamrock Green and see what happens. Don't need much. I think I already put some down, but oh well. And then you can all make the sound with me. Oh, that's perfect colour. Oh, that's perfect colour. Oh, I couldn't have asked for a better colour. Yeah, that's ideal. It looks slightly darker on the phone camera, but actually in real life that's a green lightsaber. That is perfect. I don't even want to mess around with that. That went on really nicely. Usually I'd mess around with it, but no, I'm happy with that. Right, okay. Let's just do a once over. But I think, obviously not including the base, but I think that's Luminara done. Really happy with how this gold detailing's come out. The rattling grime has kind of toned that down nicely. We've done the face, we've done the tattoos, we've done the eyes, the eyebrows, the darker shade on the lips. We've done the lightsaber. Really happy with the robes. I think we're good. I think that's Luminara done. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Which means I'm done with all the Jedi for Shatterpoint. I've got the what is it? Princess Amidala set that is still shrink wrapped that I need to build, but I'm going to do that after I've painted everything else. But that's it done. So I don't want to start another model because I don't have anything prepped, not really, and I feel like I'd just be grasping at straws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it there. But thank you very, very much for coming and hanging out. If you're watching this as a VOD on YouTube, then thank you very much for helping out with my watch hours, basically. And thank you very much for being a part of the community. I will be back live on Monday. I don't know whether I'll be live on TikTok, so if I'm not there, then come over onto the YouTube and I'll see you there. And yeah, have a lovely weekend, whatever you are planning on doing. Check out the website, alchemistmodels.com, if you're in the market for any kind of models or you just want to expand your pile of potential. You can find the link in my bio, as well as a little support me link that leads you to my Ko-fi or coffee or however you want to pronounce it, which is similar to like Patreon. Anyway, have a great weekend and I will see you very soon.